So we're going to go from startups to a category of marketing that many of you have been dealing with for a very long time, especially if you have a website, content management. And it actually is a term that many of you have been working with for probably a decade, maybe even longer than that. And for a lot of people, content management is, okay, yeah, we have to deal with it. What you're going to hear in this panel is that it's actually developing into a whole new business area with a lot of new opportunities and different ways to approach things. So let's bring up our panelists here for our content management panel. Byron, our moderator. Okay, so Byron, thank you for coming up, and I'll have you introduce your panelists here. And because we are recording, speak right into the microphone as though you're a rock star. Well, we tried the ice cream cone for the last group, but I want to make sure that we try something different each time. Take it away, Byron. Thank you.
Thanks very much. Appreciate the opportunity, everyone. My name is Byron White. I'm the president and founder of a company called ideaLaunch. We're a content marketing agency and also offer some self-service solutions around the content creation space. One of them is Writer Access, which we just launched. I'm very excited about that. Allows you to connect directly with writers and create great content. But I wanted to just talk with you a little bit about this. Is actually my 30th public experience this year, believe it or not, in speaking. I run a content marketing webinar and speak at other events, but this is probably the most important one. Here's why. First of all, I'm here with great colleagues like Brian Halligan, a friend of mine, and co-speaker with me, and just following the trail of HubSpot and inbound marketing. But we all keep coming back to content, and we keep coming. I think if we looked at the words that we're actually using in this conference, content's a big part of it. But I want you to learn something from your fellow colleagues around you. Let's have a show of hands of how many people are actively publishing articles on their website. Article publishing, right? So look, notice how few. Just hold your hands up again. Not everyone in the room. It's remarkable. Okay, let's look at webinars. How many people are actively running webinars? Again, not that many. Radical. Tweets, social media, sure, probably most people in the rooms on behalf of your company. What about workbooks? Who's offering workbooks? Very few. Ebooks? Very few. On-demand publishing? Any on-demand printed books? Very few. The point being here, as you look around, is that publishing is very difficult. It's time-consuming. And the people I'm with, the colleagues that I'm with today, are going to talk with you a little bit about making publishing easier. I'm here today with some distinguished guests that will introduce themselves. We gathered prior to the session in a manner they would focus on what we believe are 4 really important questions that need to be answered and that you need to hear the answers from this presentation. So I wanted to start first with Joe Henriques, the Director of Client Services and Partner Development, that's going to talk with you a little bit about the difficult question. Content distribution is a big deal these days. How is CMS changing to accommodate robust distribution? Joe, take it away.
Perfect. Just want to make sure this works. So when we think CMS, I think classically, 3, even 4 years ago, you'd see we're publishing a static page that can be rendered to the visitors of our website. More and more, we're seeing CMS vendors actually transform this idea of content separate from presentation. This idea that my content is my content, and where it goes, how it goes there, should be under the control of the marketer. So a lot of the technologies we're seeing on this panel is really this idea of I create the content through a platform like a CMS, and I choose how this is going to be distributed to my mobile visitors, how this is going to be distributed to my email campaigns, how this is going to be distributed to my social media. And having that technology that integrates with those platforms has become crucial for a marketer, first of all, from a time perspective. Think about the duplicate efforts of changing the same thing over and over again. But also just having this ability to say, this is the kind of content I want to put out here, this is the type of content I want to have out here, and then having the tools to understand which one are being the most effective, which one should we concentrate on, which one should we change. Again, I don't want to take too much time. I could talk the whole time on this topic, but I also want to get these guys' input on this topic. So go ahead, guys.
Anyone else want to add to that distribution question?
Yeah, I think one of the key things that we get a lot of questions about is where should I be spending my time? Where do I distribute to? What's going to pay off? Do I do a Facebook page update, status update every time I do a new article? Do I put in my event calendar? Should I blog about it? Do I do all of them? And if I'm doing, spending all day long on approving a press release, is that going to do anything? And so increasingly, content management isn't about the pipeline, the plumbing of getting from your desktop out to the public. It's And it's not just this two-way interaction. It's really about understanding, is the interaction actually doing anything for you? Is there something you should be doing differently with your content than what you started off with today? And that's really what a content management system is going to be focusing on going forward.
Yeah, and I think that one of the things that we're seeing a lot is that the distribution now to mobile devices is changing the way that we think about our content. And so we're not going to be able to take the same content that we put on a web page and give out to an iPhone. We all here have mobile devices that we're using to get content and to interact with these websites. The strategy around delivering content to those types of devices is a lot different. And so being able to come together with some tools that allow me to manage content in both of these spectrums is something that we're seeing a lot.